Hey, y'all, listen. Happy Memorial Day. I hope y'all had an amazing weekend. I had a good weekend. I went to a tea party yesterday. It was a surprise birthday party, but tea party. We had a really good time. Yesterday in Jersey, though, it was hot. It was hot. And today I spent a little time in the city. But I'm here, y'all. It's Monday night. It's trending topics, and we got to get into it. Tonight's trending topics is called People Are Crazy. People are crazy. Crazy. Here we got Mama Kingston. She out in the street, she's partying, she dancing because she got out on a $160,000 bond. Now we all know, well, maybe we don't. I ain't gonna say everybody don't necessarily know. When you got a bond that's 160,000, you don't have to come up with that whole 160. You got to give up a percentage of it. But she was out in the streets dancing. Like I'm free. Well, your son's still behind bars. And not only that, she was arrested in, I think, 2005 or 6 for similar charges. So did she raise her son up? Did she teach him how to be a criminal? I mean, where they do that at? Like mother, like son. She bouncing checks allegedly, mortgage fraud allegedly. She used to not paying for anything. And she taught her son the same dirty, nasty, filthy, stealing ways. And she, from what I read, she did a bid in federal prison. I want to say she did 16 months the last time she got caught and arrested. Yeah, she's a hood mom. She hood. Straight hood. Out there dancing, carrying on, and acting a straight fool. And now your son learned from the best, his mama. And now you're both behind bars. Well, you out now. Like I said, people are crazy. Yeah, she ain't new to this. You darn right, she ain't new to this. That's why when they raided the home, she's probably, as soon as they came through the door, she probably stuck her hands behind her back. No resisting arrest for her. She's like, all right, whatever, our time is up. She put her hands behind her back. And she went on in. We're going to talk about it because people are crazy. We got this hairstylist. She braided the 6-year-old girl hair. It cost the mother $135. The mother didn't want to tip her because she didn't like the hairstyle. Well, the hairdresser went ballistic. Called her friends that had pow-pows. Broke the handle off the mother's car. Cut the girl's braids out. Now listen, I don't proclaim like I know so much over here. But let me tell you this. If you sitting there getting your hair done, especially if you're getting your hair braided. I used to braid my hair all the time on a regular basis. But I had a girl that I went to this woman's shop she know my whole family. 20 plus years on Harlem, 125th Street, I promise you. Amanetta is her name. Amanetta owned the shop. But Amanetta had a person that was working there with her. And for the most part, Amanetta would do my hair every now and then. But the other girl would do my hair. Then they broke up. But that's a whole nother story. When the shop, when the people in your shop spin off and go somewhere else. But that's another story. But for 20 plus years, Amanetta, when I braided my hair, Amanetta braided my hair. And listen, if somebody else in the shop that I didn't know had to do my hair, as soon as they get 5 braids and give me the mirror. Give me the mirror. And I'm looking close. I got my head up to the mirror. And if I don't like them braids, I'm not going to sit there and let you do my whole head and then tell you at the end I'm disappointed. And then don't give you a tip. I don't advise that. I do not. Now, this stylist has lost her mind. I said people are crazy, but I'm giving you tips on as the person what not to do. Don't sit there and let them do your whole head, and at the end you talk about I don't like it. Don't sit in a restaurant, eat the whole plate of food, and then when they come, you be like, take this off my bill. It was nasty. You ate it all. Don't make up stuff to not give people a tip. But this don't have nothing to do with this, mother. I'm just giving y'all some advice here. A lot of people, they come to the restaurant ahead of time with not enough money. A long time ago, I don't know how long y'all been, listen, that was wrong, Lexi. Don't get let's not get it twisted. That was wrong, but I'm just giving some advice here. That was wrong. That person, that hairstylist is crazy and she belong behind bars, but we're going to get to that. But I don't know if you've been following me for a long time, there was a trending topics where there was this family, it was a funeral. And instead of them having a repast where you bring the chicken, you bring the mac and cheese, you bring a salad, somebody brings some vegetables or whatever the case may be, they went and ate at a restaurant. When it came time for the bill, and it was like a good 15, 20 of them. When it came time for the bill, they all got up and walked out. You went to that restaurant intending not to pay. And that's ridiculous. They all walked out. You remember Special K? It was ridiculous. They all walked out. How embarrassing. But let me circle back to this crazy hairstylist who lost her natural mind. The woman paid her. She just didn't give her a tip. She broke the handle off the car. They cut the braids out the girl hair. She needs to be arrested, but we're going to get into it. People are crazy. They cray. Then we got Brian McKnight. I had to throw him on here. Brian McKnight, he's another one. He's stark raving mad. He's crazy. He's a loony toony. Yes, he is. Yeah, come on, Best IBK. That's assault and that's endangering a minor. She should be locked up. Yeah. Now, Brian McKnight, he loony. He crazy. He thought he was going to sit online with the social media. And Brian McKnight, I want to say he got to be in my age bracket. Somebody tell me, look up Brian McKnight saying, tell me how old he is. You in your 50s and you on the social media acting a fool. Like, you dumb. You get on social media talking about my previous children. They was made out of sin. They a product of sin. Is that so, sir? Because then your sinful seed produced them. They a product of, oh, he 54. Yeah, well, there he is. He's my age. I'm telling y'all right now, if I get up on my Instagram, if I get the tweeting or any social media page, and I'm talking about my kid, y'all better send the people to do a wellness check. I promise you that. Send the people to do a wellness check. I'm not going to argue with no boyfriend on the social media, no significant other. No, silence is golden. And the day I do, y'all do a wellness check on me. So Brian McKnight, he thought he was going to play in the people's face. You know what? When you are a person that depends upon the fans and the people to purchase your stuff, and do you want to sit there and offend them, you have got to be dumb, stupid, or both. Do you know how many children are born out of wedlock? And you want to sit on your Instagram talking about they a product of sin? Do you know how many people out there where the fathers don't speak to them? You got allegedly one of 50 Cent kids running around here saying 50 Cent won't acknowledge him. You got Jay-Z kids allegedly out here saying Jay-Z won't acknowledge them. Do you know how many people you are offending when you want to sit there and talk about your biological kids and how they're a product of sin and you don't want nothing to do with them and their disgrace and this, that, and the other? Sir! And then you want those people to purchase a ticket to your concert? You're a big dummy. So the first concert he had to cancel it because the ticket sales was in the trash. They went in the trash. So he had the nerve to announce that he was doing another concert, and the people dragged him across the coast for filth. They dragged him for filth. Somebody said, I'm going to be walking my refrigerator that day. Somebody else said they got to take their cat to the vet. And the people are still saying until you do right by your previous kids, ain't nothing you do is going to go well. Well, you know what, Brian? You thought you was getting in the people's face on the Instagram, telling them off and saying, you know, don't talk about my wife. Don't say this, don't say that. And now they're saying we're not buying your ticket. How does it feel? Listen, in a minute, there's going to be a couple people living right next door to me. Diddy, the twins, King Combs, Justin Combs. They probably going to be next door in the townhouse next door to me. Because Diddy, another one where all the brands, they just dropping him like wildfire. Brian McKnight, I think across the way, they selling a townhouse. You should get it now. Prepare ahead of time. And let's see how long that wife stays by his side when the money's gone. That's going to be interesting. Let's see how long the love of your life and her kids that you call your kids and your newborn, let's see how long they hang around when the money is gone. I hope you invested well, Brian. And it's a shame. The man can sing. I looked on the Instagram the other day and he was singing our song. He was at, he loved to do these Instagram talks. He was there at the piano. He was playing it and he was singing. And it was you know how now when some of these artists sing, they put all these auto tunes and no, it was his voice. It was his natural voice. The man got some pipes on him. He could sing. He that old school singing. Yeah, he can sing. He got the old school singing. But you know what? The people don't care. They standing by the kids. In this Brian McKnight situation, most of the people seem to be team the kids. And then you see a few men in his comments talking about, that's right, you right, Brian. Well, then y'all should buy up his tickets. So he can stop having to cancel his concerts. If you're 10 toes down for Brian McKnight, buy the tickets. He needs your help right now. But you see, I think they did a study. If I could find it, I'll pull it up. There was a study that says discretionary cash. That means when people got extra money, a lot of those decisions on where that extra money is going to go, it's the wife. It's the lady of the household. That's who decides where that extra discretionary cash is going to go. And you offended a lot of ladies, Brian. So good luck with your life. But like I said, tonight's trending topics, honey. Listen, y'all. People are crazy. Hit the like button, people, because we're about to bring the panel up. It's full house tonight on the panel, and we want to get into it. I really hope you had a great holiday weekend. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Hit that like button. Y'all know what I need in that chat because I need to load this train up. What do I need? Felicia, I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Classic, your mouth right checks, your behind can't cash. That's right. Yes, it did. He thought he was one-upping everybody. He better do a Diddy and come on a little apology tour. Maybe the people will believe him. He better beg his kids for forgiveness, do a couple apology videos, have some barbecues, cookouts, or whatever with the blended family together. And maybe he'll be able to sell a ticket. You better talk about it. Let me load this train up. I appreciate y'all. I see the choo-choo out there. Come on now. Hey, Leo.
Hey, Diva. Choo-choo-choo.
Choo-choo-choo. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva. Hi, Leo.
Hey, Felicia.
Hey,
come on now. The people's in the building tonight, y'all. We're going to have a show.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, everybody.
Happy Memorial Day, y'all. Choo, choo, choo.
Happy Memorial.
Hey, chat.
Listen, we're going to start with this mom and this hair braiding situation. It's a mess. It's a mess. But you know what? Ironically, my son was with his friends because he's home from college. My son was with his friends at the restaurant the other day. He texted me. He like, Mom, this waiter, she didn't bring my drink. She didn't this, that, blah, blah, blah. And he going on and on. And he said, I'm going to cut her tip down. I said, no, you're not. I said, no, you're not. It's not that serious. Give her a break. Pay the tip because you may have to go there again. And you never know what's going on. Just pay the tip. It's a one-time thing. It's not that deep. Give the tip. Now, hold on one second, guys. Let me go ahead and share this screen so we could get into this story. I think, okay, wait, hold on. Let's see. Where's my sound at?
6-year-old daughter's braids were cut off her head. Inviting us in, it's 11 o'clock, and tonight in Indianapolis, mom says she was nearly attacked and her 6-year-old daughter's braids were cut off her head. She says it all started because she didn't tip her hairdresser. Our Chase Howell talked with the mom who recorded the whole encounter over the weekend.
AJ Haley says she took this cell phone video of a woman trying to force her way into her car, ripping the door handle off in the process as Haley's 6-year-old daughter Kensley screams in fear.
When I seen that door knob being pulled off, I just knew like this is a situation that has gone way too far.
Haley says the woman in the video just finished braiding her daughter's hair. She says it cost her about $135 and that the session lasted nearly 10 hours. When she says it typically takes 3 or 4. And when Haley says she told a braider she wasn't satisfied with the service and wasn't tipping, the woman became aggressive, even blocking her from leaving the shop.
She didn't want me to leave at all. I kind of had to like bogart my way through the door. As soon as I got out of the door, she grabbed my daughter's arm and said that she was going to take her braids out.
Haley says once she was able to get a hold of her daughter, they both got into the car. That's when Haley says a group of people, some of them with guns, started surrounding her. Haley's daughter watching it all.
I want my mom to get hurt or anything because her friends was like she had a lot of friends and my mom only had one person.
That one person, Haley says, was Kensley's aunt. Haley says while the aunt was trying to calm the situation down, one of the women's friends was able to cut off some of Kensley's braids.
My heart just like broke. My heart broke in that moment because I just felt like as a mom, I was supposed to protect her. And as a mother, I felt like I failed when all I was trying to do was protect her.
I did reach out to the woman the allegations are against to get her side of the story, but I never heard back. Reporting in Indianapolis, Chase Howell, 13 News.
Ooh. Let me just pause this. Hold on a second. You know, pretty much I could read through it, but it's telling us the same thing you already heard. Indianapolis mom says she was nearly attacked and her 6-year-old braids cut after she didn't tip the stylist. The mother said the braiding session lasted nearly 10 hours when it typically takes only 3 or 4 hours. AJ Haley says she recorded her 6-year-old daughter's hairstylist trying to force her way into their car on Saturday. In the video, you can see the door handle nearly being ripped off as the woman tugs on it. Haley's daughter, Kenzie, was in the back seat screaming in fear. When I saw the door handle being pulled off, I just knew, like, this is a situation that has gone way too far, Haley said. According to Haley, her daughter's hair braiding cost about $135. She said the session lasted nearly 10 hours when it normally only takes 3 or 4 hours. And when Haley says the braider, she told the braider she wasn't satisfied with the service and wasn't tipping, the woman became aggressive, even allegedly blocking her from leaving the shop. She didn't want to leave it. She didn't want me to leave at all. I kind of had to bogart my way through the door, Haley said. When I got out the door, she grabbed my daughter's arm and said she was going to take her braids out. Haley says once she was able to get hold of her daughter, they both got into the car. That's when Haley says a group of people, some of them were pals, started surrounding her. Haley's daughter was watching it all. I didn't want my mom to get hurt or anything because she had a lot of friends and my mom only had one person, Kensley said. The one person Haley says was Kensley's aunt. Haley says while the aunt was trying to calm the situation, one of the woman's friends was able to cut off some of Kensley's braids. My heart just broke. My heart broke in that moment because I just felt as a mom, I was supposed to protect her. And as a mom, I feel like I failed. And when I was trying to do was protect her, Haley said, they reached out to the stylist. Today, I couldn't find anything, any update other than what we heard just there. What a mess. Leo, your thoughts?
Oh, this is a distressing story. Years ago, I went to school for cosmetology years ago, almost, it's been over 30 years, probably 35 years ago. And it's distressing to me that we would treat each other that way. And many of these so-called women who act like animals, they got children too. So y'all would really go outside and cause all this mayhem and fury to a 6-year-old child to attempt to cut the braids out? These people are mad. These people, are you crazy? Absolutely. I don't know. For one, I'm going to say this, right? I haven't been in a salon. I do my own hair. I got dreadlocks. I do my own hair. I've been doing my own hair for probably 20 years. Okay. So I twist my own braids, but I do my own dreads. But what I do know is when you go to a salon and if there's a service that you're getting for braids, it's like 3 or 4 hours, you know the tempo that's going on in that shop. You know, if it's the type of shop when one person come in and then the other person go out, they talk about that person when they leave. You know all types of things that go on in the shop. I done been in shops that made me uncomfortable that I will not go back to and decided to shop someplace else. As a mother and who has a daughter, if they about it and they gangster up over there, you shouldn't have never took your daughter over there. Okay, that point made. But whereas you refuse to tip because I didn't know a tip was that serious. I'm going to just say that part. I didn't know as long as you paid for the service, I thought they'd give you ugly looks and suck their teeth, but you can get out the door. This is outrageous. This is way over the line. I cannot go with being upset that you didn't get a tip till you would attack the baby. The baby ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't understand how you're not doing good business practices. And how is it that you feel like if you jump this woman and her kids, you're going to get more business? None of this explains anything to me how you're in business and you treat your customers this way. These people need to go to jail. It does need to be assault on a minor. It does need to be any type of threat that is under legal bounds need to be put against this woman and her friends, because this is outrageous. I can't. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you, Leo. Now, listen, I was just thinking in my head. Now, I believe the mother for what she said out of her word, but I was thinking to myself, you told her you didn't like the braids. Did you tell her you wasn't paying at all? Because I was like, she wild out over a tip. You don't even know what if she would have gave a $5 tip? What if she would have given a $10 tip? Like, I just in my head, I was like, did you tell her you wasn't gonna pay?
I mean, the tip, you got your 135 and it's a tip. And I don't even think, I used to get braids, 20 some years ago from the Africans, and they were $200 a pop. Now, don't get me wrong, the braids was excellent and they lasted a real long time. And it was quick too, but it was $200 a pop. And I think this might have been in 2003. So $135 for some braids ain't no bad deal.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's actually going on here. And maybe she thought she was about that life. And them girls came to show her that she really ain't, because she was going up over there where she knew this is what these girls do. You see the mode and the mood and the attitude that goes on in any shop that you go to.
Yeah, thank you.
So, yeah.
Yeah. In my opinion, you're up.
I really hate this story for so many reasons. Because now this kid is gonna have some kind of trauma from this, and we have to be careful what we put our kids through. I definitely think it was uncalled for, especially the people cutting her hair as she's trying to get into her car. Like trying to snatch the doorknob off, having the pow-pows. It's a lot of stuff that's excessive. I just think people have gotten to the point now where they think they can take things into their own hands. And this is when we need to have the law to put order into the building, because this is insane. And see, this is where somebody's going to get hurt, because if you mess with one of mine, that would have been your last day. But I'm just saying, this is where the law needs to put in some order, because clearly there was no law, order, nothing here. I didn't understand why I was not no police call. Forget recording the video. I would have need 911 called immediately.
Yeah, I appreciate you. In my opinion, Savannah, you up?
I think with this story, unfortunate as it is, I have more questions than answers, because did the mother, as you said, Diva, did she say she was not going to pay at all? And for a process that should have took 2 hours and it took her 10 hours, did the mother complain at hour 4 or hour 5 saying that she didn't like, whatever the hairstylist was doing to the baby's hair? Because if what she did was what the little girl had in her hair, the braids look good. I didn't see anything wrong, but a tip is not mandatory. A tip is it's something that they provided you good service. You acknowledge that up front. But the mother seemed traumatized. This is absolutely child A as well as child endangerment. Did they call the police at any time? Because she said they prevented her from leaving, as well as touching her child. Someone touched her child and cut the braids out of her hair. So now you can also you used a weapon on my child as well. Like in my opinion said, if you did something like this to one of mine, my clearance is out the door. It's going to be a whole different scenario right there. I'm at a loss. I have more questions than they provided answers to this story, because the mother should have I know if I'm in a hair, and Leo's right, $130 for some braids. That usually they run $250 and up. I know with my little girl, it's at least $250 and up. So, and did she do any research on this salon at all, or this hairdresser? My heart goes out to the little girl and the mother. And the mother seems traumatized, but this is unfortunate that these stories are coming out now, and people have absolutely no regard for human life right now, and it's sad.
Yeah, it is. I feel like there's something missing, and yeah, I feel like there's something missing. Let me go to Felicia. Felicia, you're up. I don't know, Felicia, are you there? Okay, I'm gonna move past Felicia. You're up.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Well, we have seen the girl's hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the size of her head. And I'm someone who has worn braids. My daughter has worn braids. And I typically get the jumbo size braids. I am not a fan of micros because you're only getting 4 hours out of me, max.
Mm-hmm.
10 hours in a braid shop is wild to me, and I refuse to do it. And when we go to the braid shop, me and my baby are out, like I said, between 3 and 4 hours. Life is too short. Besides, when I'm looking at the video and I'm looking at this cute little girl,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot put 10 hours worth of braiding hair onto that little girl's head. It's impossible. So that beautiful and articulate little girl was just sitting there the majority of the time and listening to these adults talk over her. Because even if you have to wash, blow dry, and part the hair, that's not 10 hours. It's obvious to me that the braider was unprofessional. She lacked swiftness and was probably gossiping and distracted while she was supposed to be working. Because in the video, the baby said that the hood lady had all her friends there at the shop talking, and then they all had pow pows in here, right?
No. They. I don't know when they arrived. She's saying that when the incident was going down, the aftermath of it all, right? Her hair was already braided. Then it was all of these people that came with the pow pows, and her mother only had the auntie to help her. I don't know if they were there in the shop the whole time.
Well, probably because how did all these people get there so quickly? Now, as for pricing, I can tell you that the stylists these days, in order to book an appointment, you have to have a deposit down. And they typically do this on the app. And so that ranges. Some people want you to put down 50%. Some people want you to put down $50 to hold your spot. And so maybe the lady had already paid the full amount. And so the tip was going to be extra because that's typically how I do. I pay and then my tip is extra. It depends on where I'm going. And so I want to believe that perhaps she already paid. But if she did not already pay, then she is being misleading with the verbiage as making it all about the tip. But because she specifically said she wasn't paying the tip, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt that she did already pay that full amount. The part that I'm curious about is why didn't she drive off? You're in the car. They have already committed assault and battery, not only against you, but also against your daughter. Them cutting that girl's hair and not even the braider. They said it was the braider's friend. I am unclear as to why, when you finally bogarted your way through the door, and you made your way through the crowd and you finally got your baby and you in the car, why didn't you pull off? See, you're sitting there and recording this woman, if you will, and she's vandalizing your vehicle to the point you may not even be able to operate the door because the assailant has broken the knob off of your car door. Start that goddamn car, put it in reverse, and get out of there. I don't care how many people you have to run over in the process, and I don't care who has a pow pow in their hands. Your responsibility is not to those bystanders. Your responsibility is to that baby. And before I even look at the chat, I can tell you that I have been sadly in a situation where somebody has pulled the gun. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry, Diva. Pulled the pow on me while I was in a vehicle. And I did exactly what I'm recommending this young lady to do. A car is stronger than that pow. Pull off. What you sitting there for? You're at the mercy of these people surrounding you. And if they were going to use that pow, they would have done it already. Get yourself and get your daughter out of there. Don't just sit there and record. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Now, Giselle, I hope saying you're right. According to the stylist, when I looked it up, she's been doing her hair for 2 years. The stylist says she didn't tip because of her hair. It was because the mom was mad it took so long. I mean, well, the stylist is still problematic if that is so. You losing your mind over a tip? That don't make sense to me. It don't make sense. Katrina, you're up.
Yeah, Diva. Something else is not clean right here because me, myself, I always keep my hair in braids. And the only time that I've paid over $200 was when I got the micros braided all the way down to the end. And at that point, I was in the shop for 11 hours. So I don't understand how that child sat there for 10 hours for the braids that she had. That don't make no sense. Like, if you've been doing braids, it's not going to take you 10 hours to do that style that you did on that child hair. So if I was the mom, I would have been mad about that situation because I know for a fact I get my hair braided all the time. With the micros, the box micro, that's 180. For the micros, that's like 2. And it all depends on if you get into your bra length or down to your butt, it's like 200. So by her saying that the lady didn't tip her because she paid $135, I wouldn't have tipped you either if I sat there for 10 hours. But then again, I would have been asking you, like, what's taking so long? Why is this taking so long to do this? Because most times, I don't know, I guess she's the only stylist that was in there. Because most time when you go to the African shop, it be 2 on the head at times. So you get up out of there quicker. But that's the longest I ever sat.
Tell it, Katrina. Tell it.
That's the
2
longest I
people.
ever sat there for 11 hours when I got them micros all the way down, braided all the way down. That's the longest I ever sat there. So basically, it'd be like 2 on the head when I go to the African shop because my daughter do braids. But the reason I don't go to her because I be crying when she get through my hair. I had to sit in the car and cry for a bit because when she, okay, I have to cry a little bit. But either way, there's no way that child hair should have been no 10 hours. Looking at those braids, that's not a 10-hour braid. So I wouldn't tip you if it took if it took you 10 hours to do my child hair, which normally only take 4 hours looking at that child braids. And if she said that she wasn't gonna tip, you can't make nobody tip you. That same thing with Walmart. Brought my stuff out there the other day, and if I was supposed to sign for it, they ain't tell me it was out there. The stuff was sitting out there. They didn't have half of my stuff on there. So yeah, I had tipped them before, but I took the little tip right on back off there. And then you had to repay me because you didn't put all my stuff in my thing. And you supposed to knock on my door and let me know you was out there. You didn't see me no code to my phone. So yeah, I be tipping all the time. But yeah, I took that tip back. Why I'm tipping you for something you ain't do right? But either way, um, as I said, I don't know what went on, but like E said, she got in her car. She was in her safe spot. She should have backed on up out of there. If somebody was behind there, she should have just mowed them on down too, because I'm protecting my life. So if you out there causing conflict over a tip because you didn't get a tip, that's ridiculous and stupid. Hopefully, she paid the lady what the lady asked for, and we're not gonna get a different story. But for 10 hours, that's totally ridiculous. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you, Katrina. Wayne, you're up. If you're talking, Wayne, I can't hear you. Okay, I can't hear Wayne. Dr. Love, you're up. Oh, you can't. I can't hear you.
Hello. Oh,
Go ahead, Dr. Love, you're up.
yeah, this is really crazy. It does start with the 10 hours. Like, that's way too much time for a little child. After 2 hours, me and my daughter would have had to go because I don't understand how that little girl sat through some 10 hours. And then to say you must not be a good braider taking 10 hours, then charging only $135. And then on top of that, demanding somebody to tip you. It just does not seem like this lady was like even a good braider. So sometimes save money is not always good money. I can say that. But also, she would not have cut my daughter's hair. And the minute she wouldn't have let me out of there, I would have called 911. And I feel like that's what she should have done. Or sometime, once again, always tell people and my kids, read the room. If I seen that tip meant that much to her, I'd have said, oh, okay, one moment, let me figure out how I can get this tip to you. And now one would have been called. Somehow, some type of way, she wouldn't have been able to do all of that. That just was too much, way too much. Tearing off door handles, this is too much. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a lot going on here. I will say this. Normally, they don't charge the same amount that they charge adults for to do a child's hair. Like I said, I've been getting my hair braided for 1,000 years now. It's a new concept of this deposit, and this whole deposit thing started with me when they came up with the knotless braids, and that's fairly a recent concept too. These knotless braids. So before that, they used to do the other method. But I will say I've never seen them charge the same amount they charge an adult for their hair that they would charge a kid. And if she's a reoccurring customer, this is also problematic to me too. I think there's some more history on both sides of the coin, for both the stylist and the mom that is not being told. Something is not making sense to me.
Oh
And I
yeah.
haven't put my
I
finger on it yet. Felicia,
Mhm.
you're up. I don't know, Felicia, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everybody. Sorry
Hey.
for my delay. So, I'm feeling terrible for this child.
Mm-hmm.
Children are to be loved and protected by everybody. So you're disappointed about either not getting a tip or how the mom might have told you weren't getting a tip.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Mm-hmm.
clear there. If I weren't going to be tipping somebody, I don't think I would say it. I think I just pay my bill. I don't know. I'm in a gray area here with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if the mother said it in a way that agitated the customer. And then Dr. Lumpson, everybody would say, 10 hours is a real long time for that style. I don't even know what that was about. So maybe she was doing people in between and she had the little girl waiting. So everybody's getting a little frustrated and a little irritated. I think the lesson here is to know what the price is up front. Make sure you know how long you're going to be in the chair, and make sure you're seeing their previous work. Because it's like you said, Dee, you don't sit and get a whole style done and say, well, I don't like how you did the work or how you served my food or, how you painted my home or landscape my ground. And I ain't tipping you and I ain't this, and that. So it's so unfortunate. I feel very bad for this child. These last couple of stories with these little kids is really breaking my heart.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Felicia. Julius, you're up.
Now, I'm about to share my perspective. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
And that is because I am skilled, certified, licensed as a cosmetologist by trade. I don't care at all what the personal history is between the stylist and the mother. I do not care. The stylist was immaculately, unequivocally unprofessional. Unprofessional. If that is, she went to beauty school. In every chapter of the hair book, it stresses have a client consultation. Even as the service is in progress, you consultate with your client. She should have been in tune with the little girl and her mother, and she should have been consulting with them. And they should have had all of that before then. They should have had a client consultation. I don't care if she was a reoccurring client. You always have a client consultation. And it's no biggie for a tip. That's optional. We're in a service industry, yes. But if you do not do good work, you're undeserving of a tip. So if anybody who is a hairstylist that's in the chat right now and y'all know about the client consultation and to always do it, even as the service is in progress, y'all know what I'm talking about. My heart breaks for this little girl. She was violated. She was violated. And I feel like the stylist needs to have criminal charges pressed on her. Oh, yes, I'm going nuclear. And if she has a license, it needs to be revoked permanently. Because that girl was violated in your presence, at your encouraging, at your doing. You don't deserve to be in this industry. You're not quite a professional. Because a true professional, even on their worst day, they know to always be in consult with their client, even as the service is in progress. Because things change as the service goes on. It's basic 101. And to remain professional. Just like Special K said, we always got to keep our cool. We are taught that. In beauty school, they had people to come in. Even though I was in high school, I had people come in to test my patience to see if I was going to keep my cool or not. And I kept my cool. You're taught that. And I can tell she deserves to have her license revoked. I don't care if it's her livelihood. I don't care.
Thank you, Julius. I appreciate you. Wayne, you're up.
Hey, Diva, I
Yeah.
got a little more information on it.
Okay, talk to me.
Okay, so she had a special. She was getting $30 off. She was supposed to been there at 10 o'clock. She didn't show up to 10:30, so she was late. And the lady said her daughter didn't get picked up until 8:22, so she had to leave her daughter there. When she got there, she said 2 of the braids were already coming loose and the beads was barely hanging on. Was the reason why she didn't want to give the lady a tip. The lady said she had ran out of patience because she had already gave her $30 off, plus she showed up late for the appointment, which was the reason why it took so long. When she refused, the lady got on the phone and called her family members, 10 plus females, and at least 2 males, 5 of which had pow-pows, and said, if you don't give me the tip, then we're going to take the daughter hair out. The auntie jumped in front of the hairstylist to try to calm it down, and one of the girls that was with her came around her and cut the little girl hair, 5 braids to be exact.
I appreciate that. You know, this is getting worse and worse. So you had a special, you couldn't afford to have the special. So you figured you have a special and then you just force the person to give you the discount you gave them back, give it back to you in a tip. This is some ghetto hot mess. Wayne, you're up.
Yeah, Diva going to bypass me because after hearing what Opinion said, my comments was based on what I heard. And after hearing what Opinion said, it don't matter, you know. See,
it's a hot mess.
It's hot.
So now she's saying the hours. So she left her daughter there. From what I'm hearing from your opinion, she left her daughter there. While the daughter was
she dropped the girl off. She said this wasn't her first time going to her. She also went for a back to school special. That style costed $50. So this wasn't the first time this little girl had her hair braided by this lady.
And that is common for parents to do if they have a trustful relationship with the stylist.
No, see, I go to salons and say you guys say with your kids.
So yeah,
I do agree with that as well.
Go ahead, E.
I don't leave my child there because anything can happen. Anything can be discussed. There's a lot of things that go on in the braiding shop. And no, that's why when my daughter goes, I go, and we typically get our hair done together. But no, I'm not leaving you there, especially for 10 hours. I mean, it makes no sense.
Eat? How did that girl eat? Because that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Did she eat? That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 10 hours?
You know she dropped off a half a meal. I'm just playing.
Yeah, and her hair should have took a total of 4 hours tops.
I told you, that's all you got out of me.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, but like Felicia said, we still need more. Because like Felicia said, now since this girl came a half hour late, was she trying to do the girl here and doing other people in between? No, I have been before. I did a mixture of both. I braided my hair a lot, but I also had a time period where I had a perm, and I would go in and out. And there was some times where they would perm my hair, then this one washing out my hair, and in between somebody else wrapping my hair. And before I curl your hair, let me curl this one hair. So was she managing several clients at once? And was that the reason why it took so long? Either way, it's a hot mess.
Thank you.
A very hot mess. And she should have never left the daughter there alone, because I wouldn't have. So the mother, I'm thinking the mother had a whole lot of fish. So, but see, and that's also why when she got there, she was saying, I didn't like the hair. You should have been there in the midst of it, and you would have known you didn't like the way it was going, and you could have stopped her. Now, this is a mess. Now, is it right that she called all those people on? Of course not. It's not. But I think so. The mother, she was, because I guess when you film it, you can't film in down 911. And if she did not have the footage, now we know for Cassie, right? Without footage, no people half believe you.
Okay, but record and drive off. Record while you're driving.
Yeah, we don't know if these people were blocking the car. And listen, you can't just run people over. Now
I will.
Well, you're gonna be locked up.
No, put some money on my books. Choo choo.
Is anyone else thinking maybe this was a babysitting here situation gone wrong?
Something more is to this, right?
Yeah, it sounds to me like this was you watch my daughter piece, I'm going to go off to work for the day. I don't know. Sounds like a very long time and no structure and very loose on the language. And everybody just got irritated. And then she brings in violent people to do harm to others. Just wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure in the midst of that, she had to give her daughter, that girl's daughter, a juice box, some cookies. Something. You can't have your child. I thought the mother was there with her the whole time. You can't have that child sitting there. That girl don't want nothing. That girl had to get up and use the bathroom. All this and the mother's not there. Are we talking, Felicia?
Yeah, we talking. There was too much else that probably went on in there that we didn't hear about yet.
Do you have to do that? Like, most good braiders, they always ask. Even like when my hair was longer and I used to go to the hair salon, my stylist would ask me, like, are you okay? I'm like, I just need to situate a little bit. And they would work with me if I needed to go to the bathroom or if I wanted something to drink.
You can't sit. Listen, I have been long times. They give you a minute to stand up and stretch. They said, okay, stand up and stretch. Okay, go ahead. Give me a minute. You go to the bathroom, whatever. There's a lot more to this story, but I will say this. That mother should have never left that girl there alone. But we're going to carry on. We got to roll into the next story. Mama Kingston. Sean Kingston mama. She been there, done this. And it's all a joke to her. It's all fun and games. You know what? And it's the first time she went to jail for this fraud and all of this other stuff, I will say this. She did 16 months. 16 months you could probably do in a blink of your eyes. It felt like we just rung in 2024 and already we about to roll into June, half the year. So maybe Mama Kingston did 16 months, lean back like this because she went to federal prison. They said federal prison is better than the rest. So, but she here joking and laughing and everything, but she gonna find out the hard way. She gonna mess around and find out that it ain't that easy. Hold on. Let's look at Mama Kingston.
Roll out that, my cousin. Yeah. Hello, right? White carpet for the angel. Yeah, good day. Up in them town. Yeah. Please stop the capping. Body. Yeah, good girl. One of them. Is there a top of them? Savas, boy! When them know about the cash, that's when they know about squash. Good day! Watch that! Cuz, yeah. We did that. I love you. Mama Queen. Fuck it up, boy!
Turner.
Janice Turner facing a judge as she's locked up in Fort Lauderdale. Her son, rapper Keshawn Anderson, known as Sean Kingston to his fans, is sitting in jail across the country in Southern California. Both arrested on fraud and theft charges.
Sean and his mother deny any involvement in this, and we look forward to challenging their allegations in court.
Attorney Bob Rosenblatt represents mother and son. Turner is facing 8 counts of fraud and theft. Kingston is facing the same charges, plus a probation violation. Among the allegations, the pair is accused of not paying what's owed for $86,000 worth of furniture, writing a $44,000 bad check, owing on a $160,000 Cadillac, and on $480,000 worth of jewelry.
Now, this was a civil suit, and there's a civil suit pending, and somehow they turn it into a criminal case because he's a celebrity and he's a rapper and he's a big target.
We talked to another jeweler who's
Good morning, Miss Turner.
Janice Turner facing a judge as she's locked. Another jeweler who said he's planning to sue. He sent us this receipt. He said the mother and son duo owe him $133,000 for these 2 watches and a 56-carat necklace. Rosenblatt said he thinks Thursday's raid at Kingston's home was an overreaction.
There were 50 police officers with SWAT and masks and long guns. You'd think Obama's bin Laden was there or something. The way they responded, it was certainly a show of force that wasn't needed.
Okay, so here's where things stand right now. Turner remains in the Broward County Jail in Fort Lauderdale in lieu of $160,000 bond. She likely will not get out tonight. As for Kingston, he is in jail in San Bernardino, California. He's being held on no bond. What will happen with him is he will be extradited back here to South Florida, and he is not fighting that extradition. Live in Southwest Ranches, Ted Scout, CBS News, Miami.
In arguing for a high bond amount, the prosecutor brought up Janice Turner, that's Mama Kingston's previous record. This is not Miss Turner's first time with this type of conduct. She has a 2005 federal conviction for bank fraud, where she was sentenced to 16 months in federal prison. Attorney Eric Linda told the judge. Turner's attorney argued for a more lenient bond. There are no violent priors. This case is not violent in nature. She doesn't pose a threat to the community, said Sam Starr. In the end, the judge kept the bond at $160,000. Her attorney did prove it because she's out. She's free. Mama Kingston is back in the streets. The mortgage companies better watch out and hold on. Okay, so hold on. So Sean Kingston mom bails out of jail in a fraud case. Sean waits for them to bring him back to South Florida, okay? Sean Kingston's mother is breathing fresh Florida air again. After spending 4 days behind bars, she bailed out following her arrest in the raid at Sean's house. Janice Turner got busted a few hours before Sean during the Broward County Sheriff's raid Thursday on the singer's Florida home. As we reported, Janice was taken into custody on a warrant for fraud and theft. Her mugshot picture is not cute. According to the court records, the 61-year-old is facing 8 charges, including conducting an organized scheme to defraud, grand theft, and identity theft. After her bail hearing Friday, she posted a $160,000 bond to secure her release. The county jail tells us she was released Sunday around 5:54 p.m. Okay, that's her over there. We saw that. So, of course, her son would also get busted Thursday on the same warrant just a few hours later. On the opposite coast, Sean performed the show in California, and authorities arrested him immediately afterward. He's been sitting in San Bernardino County Jail all weekend and will face his extradition hearing Tuesday before he's sent back to Florida. If Janice, who already has a 2005 conviction for bank fraud, is heading back to Sean's home in Southwark Ranches, Florida, it might feel kind of empty due to the raid. TMZ got the first pictures inside the house showing some of the merchandise cops confiscated, including the giant LED TV screen, which is worth $150K. So that's now, I guess, the empty war where the TV used to live. Cox alleged that over a 6-month period, Sean and his mom stole almost $500K in jewelry, more than $200K from Bank of America, $160K from a car dealer, $100K from First Republic Bank, and even $86K for a customized bed. Listen, these two are a mom and son, Bonnie and Clyde. They're a mess. They thieves, allegedly. Leo, your thoughts?
Oh yeah. He learned his scheming ways from his mama, right? And she don't give 2 rats A's about her son still in custody in San Bernardino and get ready to get extradited to Florida because she partying and having her best life on the beach. Okay. They the same kind. He learned it from her, and I would honestly think that she was the mastermind of all of it. And once her son had a so-called celebrity name, because he ain't no celebrity. I don't hear nobody talking about Sean Kingston before this. He was on nobody's lip. Nobody was talking about him. I had to look him up. I had forgot about him. It is a crime amongst families. She is about that life, and she been dragging him along using his name because she stayed in his house. So her whole meal ticket was his name. And that's the reason why they locked her up, because she has a record of doing these things. And she been using his name along with his permission. Now he in on it too, but she has been the mastermind of all this fraud and stealing from these people and not paying the bills. I don't really get why people think they can get things from people over $100,000 and don't think they're not gonna look for their money. They not gonna look for their merchandise. I mean, that is going to be automatic. And as you rack it up, all the information that you just read, that's the reason why they got fraud charges. That's the reason why the people came in on SWAT. It's not because you didn't pay your bills. It's the racking of all the bills over $100,000 for all these different jewelers and electronics and all of these things. They coming for your neck. All of these bills. It reeks of fraud. It reeks of fraud. Bounce check. It reeks of fraud. And she out and she don't give 2 shakes about her own son. She out there partying. He get it from his mama. And as long as these people walking the earth, they're going to always fraud the people. Because they about that life.
Oh, good gosh, they about that life. In my opinion, you're up.
Well, Diva, we always tell people you learn your first lessons from your parents,
Mm.
particularly your mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if mama is out here committing crimes and getting away with it, she gonna pass that on to her kid.
Oh my goodness.
And the kid, because he had some form of celebrity, he think he can get away with it.
Mm.
Again, this is why we should be up here telling people, don't have your children going down the same road you went down. You should want better for your children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, teach them something that's gonna last them a lifetime. Don't let them slip through the cracks just cause you did. I think this is false parenting on her behalf. You know what I'm saying? She made him feel like he was entitled to take these things that didn't belong to him and
Yeah.
then not pay the bill. This is bad parenting on her behalf. She raised him up to be a con artist.
Oh my goodness. Ooh, not raised to be a con artist. Good gosh. Savannah.
Well, first of all, I want to give a shout out to the Dade County Police Department, Broward County Police Department, and all the law enforcement down there. They have been busy this year with Jocelyn Hernandez, Sean Diddy Combs, and all his crew, and now Sean and his mama running amok in South Florida. Now, the home where they stayed at first of all, he was renting, so that's not his home. He was renting from some tycoon, a tech tycoon. I can't remember his name now. Southwest Ranches is like the Star Island.
Oh.
Southwest Ranches is in Broward County, where Star Island is in Dade County. So it's nothing but celebrities in Southwest Ranches. The Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has a house there because it's more family oriented. It's very closed off, very, very private, and that's nothing but wealth money up in there. So right now they're looking at the owner of that property on who he rented from, because these two have been scheming for almost a decade. I know they were sued in New York over some jewelry that they ordered and didn't pay a couple $100,000. The mom, correct, she was doing some identity fraud in the mid to like around 2013, 2015. So this isn't the first time that these two have been in the media or dealing with law enforcement about scheming and fraud. And currently he is contracted by the Army to go around and do a celebration for the troops. That's why he was in Fort Irwin, and he was due to go, I believe it was Texas next, and then stateside. So I need the Army to start vetting their celebrities a little bit more closer. And the word celebrity on him is very, I don't know of any of his songs besides that really old one, but I do know that he was using other celebrities' names to get some of the things that he acquired, like Justin Bieber is also mentioned in this mess, but Justin didn't have anything to do with it, from what I was reading in the Broward County papers. So he voluntarily is gonna return to Broward County and face the process there, but it does look like where they both might be deported soon, as they should be. So they've been doing this for years. It's no secret down in South Florida, but where he lives at, that's exclusive, nothing but wealth and money and celebrities. So it's unfortunate that they got hit with this.
Ooh, not exclusive. Good gosh almighty. Thank you, Savannah. I sat up for that one. Felicia, you're up.
Thank you. And I'd like to start out with an apology to all the folks who were here last week when I said the mother didn't look like she was aware, knowledgeable. I didn't know she was a convicted felon, that she's continuing to do her crimes. I'm embarrassed. God, I'm embarrassed. I don't know what all that celebration was in the street. Did she think they were going to keep her or something? Is she on probation or something? But I think she's a bit foolish. I think they're both going to get clinked up for this. It seems like there's a lot of money owed. And as I told you earlier, I saw a clip where they were getting a warrant. Maybe Savannah can give me a little bit more on that they were getting a warrant to go into another part of the house to get all of the jewelry that's in there, that they only had a warrant to go in there and get this sound system. So it's just unfortunate. And I do feel somewhat troubled that perhaps she wasn't a good role model, you know?
Yeah.
That she failed her son.
Yeah.
Continues to do so because, and I was so wrong because he said his mother was good. And I said, no, she didn't look good. No, I was a fool. His mother, he was right. Mom's good. He knew what she was.
Know that life.
Yeah. It's just, it's shameful and it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Special K. All right.
Thank you. E, you're up.
Well, I heard you say they stole $200,000 from Bank of America. Uh-oh. The back gal is about to get the football numbers at the finishing school for girls, if you ask me. Body, yada, yada, good gal. Yeah, yeah. I told y'all last week, that mother knew. I told y'all that she was in on it. And now here we go on Jesus' Good Monday. I was right. The mother and her body, yada, yada, she knew she was in on it. And Fort Lauderdale, South Florida, got the good gal behind the monkey bars for the 8 counts. But you said that the good gal is out on bond, right, Diva? And she is back outside until it's time for the trial to start. So 2 times in the chat for the body, yada, yada, good gal, good gal.
Ooh, so they saying that Sean Kingston. Thank you so much, Cuban, for this information. He's a citizen, so he won't get deported. Is his mom? And I'm just asking because I don't know. Is his mom? Because then they won't be able to defraud together anymore. Maybe he'll get a chance to change his life around and be an upstanding citizen when they deport her out of here. But you know what? I'm guessing she is, because in 2005 she was already in a federal prison and she's still here.
She stole over $1 million. She's not going nowhere but to the cage.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, E. Katrina, you're up.
Was her bond a cash bond or was it just a straight bond?
I have no idea.
Cause I'm thinking like she paid $150,000 to get out. I know it's like 10%. So I was thinking like if she had $150,000 to get up out of there, they should have confiscated that and paid that to the bank and left her in there. Where's she getting this money from? If they ain't got no money to pay their bills, where the money is coming from? Is she using the money that he's making from the contract from the military or something? Or did you go sell some jewelry? Did you have somebody sell some jewelry or something? Because where did you get the $150,000? If you have $150,000, why you?
I don't think she came up. I don't think she came up with all the money. You usually got to do 10%.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Did she have a cash bond or did she have 10%? That's what I was asking. Because, like I said, if she had the $150,000, they should have confiscated that and let them pay their bills. But then again, if these banks is not doing their due diligence and these folks getting away with it, they should be looked at it another way too. Look how they did Wendy. But you giving these folks money, but you got a person over Wendy that's taking her money, but you giving these people money. You going to these jeweler people because of your name, but these people not doing any like checking and see if they putting out a deposit or asking for any type of thing. You just making the jewelry for them and getting it to them. So you was asking for trouble. What, you wanted him to go out and be the spokesperson for your jewelry or something? The reason why they was getting it? Because more than likely, when I go pay for jewelry, I have to pay cash money unless I put it on their way. So I don't understand what the heck they was doing. So and mom needs her tail whooped.
Wait a minute.
If
What you say about layaway?
Girl, you know you put it on a layaway plan. You know,
Jewelry?
layaway. Yeah, you can put it on layaway. You can make payments, boo.
Okay.
Yes, you can make payments.
At the mall stands.
There you go. You can make payments. But like I said, she's teaching him this. You've been in federal prison. Yes, federal prison is a snap compared to the regular prison. And most people that go to federal prison go for like white collar crimes or whatsoever. Only thing they can't do is go home. Because I know the ones over here at Maxwell, they be all across the golf course waiting for the people to take them to the mall and get them back in time. So I know it's a white collar. I mean, the federal prison is way lenient than the regular prison. And all depends on which federal prison they send you to too. But if she's doing all these cons and stuff, why would you even want your child to go through that? If you have been through it, why would you even let your child go through that? If that's something that you're doing, you should be separated from your child. That is totally ridiculous. It's just sad. But he's old enough to know better. You know you ain't got that money. You shouldn't even go in there and try to get it. And like I said, with these jewelers, I don't understand how y'all making this jewelry and giving it to these people without getting your money first. Unless, like I said, unless you got it on a payment plan or a layaway plan. That's all I got, Diva.
Ooh, Dr. Love, you're up.
Oh, yes. I'm kind of with you, Katrina, because the first thing I thought was, I don't feel sorry for these banks. I don't feel sorry for these jewelers or none of them, because the people who can really pay you back trying to get loans will do right by you. Oh, you don't want to give those people loans. But just because I'm famous, you giving me loans, you giving me all this type of money. It kind of remind me of that movie, kind of like that Tindler Swindler, where those girls was getting like 139,000 off the American Express, giving it away to somebody. Why is you continue to give somebody this much?
I seen that, Dr. Love. It's mind blowing.
Yeah.
I seen it.
I don't feel bad for these banks. I just don't. Why do you continue to give this type of money to people just because of their name? And you normally Googling people when they buying houses. So all of a sudden y'all didn't Google her and her son. Oh, okay. Well, that's on y'all. Yeah, I just don't feel bad for them banks. I just don't.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Love. Julius, you're up.
You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That's what it comes down to. They was both individually and jointly playing stupid games. Well, they're winning stupid prizes. That's all.
Thank you, Julius. Wayne, you're up.
You know, Sean Kingston is here by the grace, only by the grace of God, as we all are. Because back in 2012, he was in almost a fatal jet ski accident and almost lost his life.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's all I really remember. And then he said we went on a 8-year hiatus and tried to come back in 2021. But I'm like, you know, it's unfortunate that this guy had to be born to somebody like this. Usually your parents don't teach you the criminal ropes. Even you got criminal parents and they still try to teach people. You remember the video where, I don't know if you ever seen it, the lady was in the store with her child stealing. And then when he was trying to steal something, she told him, oh no, don't do that. That's bad. So it's just unfortunate he had to learn from his mother. But I don't know how she thinks that 45, they came after him. Diddy, they came after him. And if they were shocked that they came in on a raid with weapons and things like that, I think that's just standard protocol if it's federal. I think that's the standard protocol to protect themselves. You know, they're not trying to hurt nobody, but if they have to. But, you know, I hate to think, I mean, this woman is a career criminal. If she don't go to jail, it's going to be something else, because people like this always think they are smarter than everybody else. And they always think they can get away with it. So I hope they get what's coming to them. And like I said, Sean Kingston must be a nobody, because I can't even quote a verse of any song that he's done. Maybe I'm too old, but you know, maybe some of the younger people.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Wayne. We're going to go ahead and roll right into the last story. And so the last story is Brian McKnight. I don't know what's going on in Brian McKnight's head, but I guess he thought, you know what, he could play the people, or maybe he need to try one more again, and maybe he need the money. So Brian McKnight trolled mercilessly by former fans after announcing another concert date. I'll be counting sand at the beach, somebody wrote, okay? So Brian McKnight just announced that he will be at the Warner Theater on July 18th. Pre-sale begins Thursday at 10 a.m. He gave a cold sound check, on sale Friday at 10 a.m. Will the people wait for his neck? Somebody wrote, I'm going to my GED reunion. Okay. Somebody else wrote, until he do right by his kids, everything in his life will crumble. Another wrote, he keeps starting back at 1 to see if y'all coming. LOL. Somebody else wrote, I think I'm walking my refrigerator that night. Another person wrote, I would go just to see the look on his face after realizing I'm the only one there. LOL. My cat has a prom that day. Say what? We ain't coming. Okay? Darn, that's the day I'm having all my plants neutered. Gotta shampoo my backyard. I'd rather pull both my ears off and mail them to Dubai before I go to one of his concerts. Stevie said he was coming. Okay, Stevie Wonder said he was coming to see him sing. So Brian McKnight, and this is what the people are pissed over, says his estranged biological kids are a product of sin. And ever since he said that, the people were done with him. He tried a concert and he had to cancel that concert in order, because there was low ticket sales. So I guess he figured maybe the people forgot, because all this Diddy stuff is going on. He said, let me try it again. But no, the people did not forget. Leo, you want to see Brian McKnight sing?
Girl, you better stop playing with me on the live.
Leo said she was going. Leo going. Felicia going.
Oh
Brian
my
going.
God. Look, I got to count the carpet fibers on that night. I'm going to count every last one. I'm too busy. Every last one. I'm too busy. And look, that's what he get. That is what he get. He is the one that put it out on Front Street that he was disowning his own biological children. He is dumb, stupid, and both. He is definitely delusional and under some type of psychological spell that makes him think that his own adoring public will go along with the get along of you disowning your own biological children. And that's what he get. It's a big wake up call. And I don't know how many tickets he gonna sell, but I can guarantee you this, it's not gonna be what he's a megalomaniac too. It's not what his big ego thought he was gonna sell. It ain't gonna be that. Maybe some of his supporters of that may buy their tickets. Maybe they're gonna buy their tickets from him. Maybe they're gonna go see the concert if it does happen. But he ain't selling out, not in these United States, not anymore, not in the venues that he think he better go to Idaho or Ohio or somewhere like that and try to sell out. But
Not
any other
Ohio.
place, not Ohio, okay, it ain't even gonna be Ohio, so it's not gonna happen. You done. You went ahead and dropped your whole wagon in with the whole Diddy thing. You might as well be Diddy because you disown your own children, and that's what you deserve. And because he's so delusional, he's gonna be long suffering. He's still gonna try over and over again because the megalomaniac, one with the big ego, could never see that the people wouldn't want to see him just because he don't want to have nothing to do with his own children, because the children are the sin, not him.
That part. In my opinion, you're up.
Boy, Brian McKnight is definitely living up to his lyrics. Okay, I'm telling you. I was thinking about this, and one last cry came to my thoughts. And in that song, he said, "Before I leave it all behind, I gotta put you out of my mind. I gotta stop living a lie. So this is my last cry." I'm telling you, this is Brian McKnight's last cry, okay? He gonna cry his behind off because ain't nobody gonna come. Okay, we now put you out of our mind. Your songs ain't even trending no more, okay? Your song ain't even in my category no more. And I used to love me some Brian McKnight. But you is trash. You a trash man, and now you a trash artist. And the fact that you keep on coming and doing the stupid stuff that you're doing, the fact that you sat here and said you was gonna let your son sit here and suffer while he's going through his diagnosis of cancer, and you weren't gonna do nothing because of his mama, told us how trash you was. So we ain't crying no more over you, Brian McKnight. We took your songs to heart, okay? We through. We done had our one last cry, and you can go on.
Boom. Thank you. In my opinion, Savannah, you up?
At this point, Brian might as well retire because there is absolutely no redemption in sight. I don't even think him mending the relationship with his children would be enough for the public to forgive him, because he started this pettiness and this family drama. We wouldn't have known about it if he wouldn't have included us in the group chat. So, and he committed career mess, and he committed his own career downfall. So I'm not even if the tickets were given for free. Well, I don't think that he would have a sellout show. And for any artist to have them on their ticket on their tour, I think it's worse than Monique, Kat taking Monique on the road with him. So this is your doing, Brian. And so go and play for the family of his new family and the people in Hawaii or wherever they live. I don't think there's any coming back from what he's done. He's done more than enough damage, not only to his fans, but to his family, his children, and that's unforgivable.
Unforgivable. I appreciate you, Savannah. Thank you so much. Felicia, you're up.
I think it's so unfortunate that some people get really, really bad parents. Their father's hurtful. And in hurting his children, he has hurt his supporters. And I want to give a shout out to all the Brian McKnight fans who said, we ain't showing up. I love it. I love it. Because, the Black consumer dollar is taken for granted.
Yes, it is. Oh, come on now. You talk. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Diva, you're too funny. But no, it's taken for granted.
That's true, though.
The consensus in the celebrity world, entertainment world, is we can do anything. We can be anything. We could show up, don't show up, half sing, maybe sing. We could treat you bad, not treat you bad. And it's not true. And I really believe that social media, these folks, us, we in this chat on these streets, putting these stories out here and letting other folks know. I say, no, the economy is bad.
Yes.
I only have X amount of, as you were saying earlier, discretionary income. I got to figure out what I want to do with my money, and it's not going to you.
Come on now.
And I believe by what folks have done collectively, it has shown their children that they are cared for and people do value them. And yeah, we like your dad's songs, but we're not showing up.
Come on now.
And we're going to let him know why we're not showing up.
Wow, come on now. I love it.
So this is his second go. I agree with your opinion, but I think he going, what's that other song? One More Time? I think he's going to come back one more time. And then he's going to go away for real, for real.
You mean starting back at one?
Yeah, starting
back at did that. He did that the first time, Felicia.
Oh, okay. Well, then, but he got one that's forever. Is it called Forever or something?
Just say, do I ever cross your mind? Anytime.
Well, maybe he'll come back with that. But to God the glory, I love the folks on social media, because when we get upset and we get mad, and we want to do something about it, we hold back those dollars.
Come
And
on.
it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I'm
Yeah.
done, Diva.
I appreciate you. It's a beautiful thing. But you know what? You said something that touched my soul. You right. They think they could play with us with our dollars. Show up late. You know, because remember, wasn't it, what's her name? The singer. She got on
Anita Baker. Anita Baker.
Anita Baker with her late and the attitude behind.
That part. And so what's the one? She got one album and they just gave her that was the best album ever. And she got up on
Lauryn Hill.
Be lucky I showed up on stage. We spent our dollars. Where they do that at? They do that with her though. They do that with these artists that think, you know what, y'all lucky. No, I worked hard for these dollars. I decide where I'm going to spend them and how I'm going to spend them. And you keep playing with me, I won't spend them on you. Because I got to make decisions with this extra cash that I have over here. Will I go to the movie theater? Will I rent a movie on my screen in my home? Will I go have a meal with my friends? Or will I save these dollars up for a couple months and go on vacation with self, my man, or my friends, or my family? People have to make decisions with their dollars. Stop playing in our faces. Katrina, you up?
You skipped E.
Oh, did I skip E? Thank you. E, you're up?
Thank you, Katrina. I'm going to piggyback off of what Felicia said because those were my sentiments exactly. I'm so proud of the Black women refusing to buy Brian McKnight's concert tickets. And I'm so happy to see the girls are on code and sending the message loud and clear. We will not support this type of behavior. And we don't care how many Grammys you have, how many #1 hits you have recorded. I'm going to take a page from Larry Reid's book. He says, fruck. So fruck you and fruck those Grammys. I have told y'all before, it's too many people on YouTube who are singing covers of Any Time and Back at One. So even if I wanted to listen to those songs, I wouldn't have to listen to Brian sing it. Now, ladies, we did a good job with Brian McKnight, but we still have more to go. Because if you look in Brian McKnight's comments on Instagram right now, the singer Tyrese is still supporting him. Loud and wrong. So we need to handle Tyrese because he's been problematic for quite some time. And we need to handle Future, or as I like to call him, No Future, because Russell is over there taking care of not just baby Russell, but all the other Future's kids. So we have to get Chris Brown, Trey Songz, and Rick Ross too, because they're all on tour as well. And for old time's sake, we got to shut Jay-Z down once and for all. I'm tired of Jay-Z's oldest son and daughter crying out for his love and acknowledgement while he follows behind Blue Ivy and Rumi Carter at the Super Bowl. Turn all these ninjas off and tell them DoorDash is hiring. That's what we got to do.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, Tyrese baby mama handling him, so we ain't got to worry about him for much longer.
Well, no, the baby mama handling him, but we got to get him for us too, because he's out of control and he needs a reality check.
Woo, Katrina, you're up.
He left the mic hot. I don't know if I can't touch it. It's amazing how these folks, put one foot in front of each other when they got the brain of an ant. I don't even understand how he's living because his heart is so cold. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And ain't nobody finna buy them tickets, even if it's 2 for 1 on Groupon. He might well just hang it up. Ain't nobody going there. And if Ricky Smiley coming out against you, you know you got a problem. Because normally he stick up for the guys, but he went against them on this one and said if the kids need anybody, they can come to Alabama, he'll be their father. It's sad that these people with all this talent, they don't use it for the good. They use it for what they want to use it for. And then it turns into something bad. And it's ridiculous and it's sad. And for you to say that your kids were when he said they wasn't they was unholy or something, they was sin, then you should product of sin, then you should have been the first one knocking on the church door saying I need to get my kids baptized so you can take them off that darkness. So whatever he's saying is totally ridiculous. Don't nobody want to listen to him. And no, you do not cross our minds anymore until Diva bring you up, and we're done. That's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you. Dr. Love, you're up.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like this is a shame that these people, I don't know, and old as he is this stupid, but I do love social media for reasons like this. Just to start, they're just very slow. Cause I mean, he that old and you getting on social media saying all of this about your children, that's crazy. That is real crazy. Like, yeah, all right.
Thank you, Dr. Love. Julius, you're up.
The more and more we see of this man, the more and more his narcissism and delusional side comes to the surface. He needs to retire, and we seen his true self. We seen his true self. We see him for who he is. We don't even want to see you back at below one. We don't want to know about you anytime. We all said the way he disrespected his children and then us. But yet he wants our money. No. And I want to give our community props for getting smart with our money to a point. No. Hang it up, Brian. We want nothing more to do with you. Bye.
Appreciate you, Julius. Wayne, you're up.
You know, I never understood why celebrities feel they have to answer every question. You know, silence is golden. Regardless of all that stuff, his family problems and everything. If he hadn't addressed that, people would have just come up with their own opinions, conclusions, whatever. You know, and when pretty much you're a celebrity and social media got your bag in their hand, and you come out, you feel you can say anything and it's accepted. Obviously, he thought he could say anything because he's trying to have a concert. It's the old saying, be careful of the words you say, keep them soft and sweet. You never know from day to day which words you have to eat. And everything he said about his kids and all that, it's all coming back to him. Everything is coming back. And he gonna learn. After this, he's gonna learn. And then he better hope that his family is there with him for love, encouragement, all that. Because if the money is gone, then you will find out if the love was really there.
Right.
But yeah, he's gonna learn. I mean, you know, I don't know. I just never understood why they feel they got to get on social media and tell all their business. And then when social media comes after them, oh, I'm a victim. I'm being attacked. Social media, you know. So he could have saved himself a lot, and people probably would have just went on, hadn't paid any attention to his story. Another story would have came by. Another celebrity would have came by. But now, he really gonna find out. That's it.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Listen, guys, good conversations tonight. I'm going to roll right into the feel-good story. Brian McKnight, good luck.
Jeremiah Fennell interviewing Travis Kelce ahead of the Super Bowl 58. Now, Jeremiah may only be in the 5th grade, but he has already managed to score interviews that all of us are trying to get with some very big names. Tracy Morgan, Michael Phelps, Brock Purdy, just to name a few. And we are very lucky to have Jeremiah join us here in the studio. Good morning, Jeremiah.
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
We've been talking about you all morning, but before we get to what you do, I want people to know a little bit about your background. Because your mom was telling me that you were born with a missing gland in your brain that caused some problems for you. The doctors had told your mother that you would not be able to hear, talk, or walk, and that her having you could possibly end her life too. They advised her not to have the baby because it was such a dire case. I know your mom has shared all this with you, so this isn't news to you. When you hear about how you started your life, what do you think about that?
Honestly, I just feel blessed and thankful and grateful that I'm still here. I'm like a walking blessing, and that me and my mom are still able to walk earth, and both of us are still alive and living well.
Yes, you're living very well. And your first language was sign language, right?
Yeah.
Because they didn't think you'd be able to talk.
Yeah, the doctors told my mom that I wouldn't be able to hear, so my mom decided to start with family to teach me sign language.
Yes, and even when family members say, no, Lorraine, you should really think about this, your mom persevered, and we're so glad she did. So let's talk about you, because you love sports. Your mom says this happened when you were 3. At 3, what did you notice about sports that you said, I'd like to do that?
I just remember sitting in my bed watching a Raiders game, and I think seeing all the rowdy fans and seeing the players enjoy the game, I think that made me love it at such an early age. And I think ever since I couldn't stop loving this sport.
Because you can't play sports yourself, you were told.
I played contact sports. No, I didn't play contact sports. I played sports, but I couldn't play contact sports. So I could play like tennis, but I couldn't play football.
Yeah.
So I did play flag football, which doesn't count. I played basketball.
It doesn't count. Yes, it counts.
I played basketball, and I played t-ball. So I played those. But then after I played those, the doctor said, even though we said he can't play contact sports, he just shouldn't play sports
at all.
So yeah, after that, I decided to go into journalism instead, because those are the 2 things that I was like very interested to.
Yeah, and you've developed those talents.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
You're so poised and so cool and laid back. Is it overwhelming because of the amount of attention that you're getting now? And how do you prepare for your interviews?
It's not overwhelming, because I think it's just amazing to see how far I've gone, because I started off as a 7-year-old, like in my mom's room, and we were commentating Raiders games on the NFL YouTube channel, which were copyrighted. They were copyrighted videos, and now I'm here on CBS Mornings. And so it's not overwhelming. It's really just beautiful for me that I'm able to be here.
Yes.
And to prepare for my interviews, I honestly just like to research the people that I know I'm about to interview, and then come up with some questions that I really want to know.
Yeah. So when you and your mom are watching in the bedroom, you're watching the game, and you're preparing, and you said you started commentating. What was that like at 7? Do you remember what would you say?
I just remember, I don't know, because my mom tells me when I was like 2 years old, I couldn't talk. But then when I'd watch a football game, I knew every word.
Wow.
So at 7 years old, I think I just knew the sport, and I was able to commentate it well. And I don't have any too vivid memories about it, but I do just remember me knowing the sport and me being able to commentate it.
So we showed the number of people that you've interviewed, all big names, big stars. Is there someone that you would like to interview that you have not yet had the opportunity to interview?
Oh, definitely. There's a bunch of people, but I think my top 3 is probably Tom Brady, but I want a 2-in-1 because I want to commentate an NFL game with him.
Well, we have a surprise for you today.
So number 1 is Tom Brady. Jarik. he also gave you a look like, why are you playing?
Yes.
Why are you clowning me?
He didn't even fall for it.
He did not fall for it, Gail.
I thought it was Patrick Mahomes, but you're saying it's Tom Brady. Go
Tom
ahead.
Brady, LeBron, and then Steph.
It'll happen.
And then Steph.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, do you have a favorite sport? Because you do them well, but you do
It's
them very well.
50-50 with football and basketball, and every once in a while I watch baseball.
What about baseball? Sorry.
Every once in a while I watch it, but I'm mostly into football and basketball because like those are the 2 primary sports for me.
Something tells me we have not seen the last of you.
No,
as
we
we
haven't.
get ready to say, but what is your dream job? We all assume that you want to be a sports broadcaster.
Yeah, I definitely want to keep this career because I enjoy it very much, and I think that this could be a long-lasting career.
We're cheering you on, Jeremiah.
are.
You know you'll
Listen,
be sitting.
This is the thing, Vlad. He's only going to get better. That's what's
Exactly
so
right.
amazing about
the fact that he says, Gail, like I research the person I'm going to interview, and then I come up with my questions. Let me tell you, there's some people who are adults who don't do that in this business. So good on you, man.
Are you dating yet?
No.
Okay.
You want to though?
No.
You know, I do have a 10-year-old.
I know.
We get it. He's not interested.
Not yet.
Yeah, you got
Come
lots
back
of
and see
time.
us in 5 years, Jeremiah.
Those no's were very emphatic.
They were very emphatic.
They were like, you people are annoying me. Jeremiah, we are
It's the
cheering.
side eye that I love. Jeremiah, you're amazing, brother. Thank you very much for being here. It was our honor to have you here.
He is 11.
Bravo.
Bravo.
Well done.
Right, Felicia, bravo. When I was looking, I didn't hear about this kid before that. Very well spoken. And you know, again, this was a doctor telling the mom what the child wasn't going to be, but a mother's love is all I can say. A mother's love. Yeah, kudos to mom. No limitations. Come on now. A mother's love. Listen, guys, if you did not hit the like button on the way in, please hit the like button on the way out. I appreciate y'all for spending Memorial Day with me, at least a part of your day with me. Thank you so much. Good night and goodbye, everybody, and I'll see y'all next time.
Good night. Do not cheat the diva.